Okay, let's try another one, okay? If after this question you can't get it in your calculator, please ask me for help. Okay, but I want you to understand this process as well. Okay, so we're starting with 83 kilometers. We need to times by a fraction that we end up with meters. So, to get rid, I need to get rid of the kilometers and I want to end up with meters, yes?
Yeah.
So to get rid of kilometers is on the top of the fraction right now because you want to think about it as like this is over 1. So to get rid of that, I need the kilometers on the bottom of this fraction to cancel each other out and a meters on the top. So now I look at my chart and I think to myself, how can I compare them? Okay, what's the fraction ratio? So you always look and you see, okay, find the kilo. It says times 10 to the power of 3. Okay, so these numbers always go with the base unit. So times 10 to the power of 3 meters are in every 1 kilometer.
When we have this,
You will always have it for any test or quiz you have.
So you looked at, what did you look at again?
Even the fun.
You looked at your kilometers, you looked at that little 10.
Yes. So, did everybody see that? When I was trying to figure out kilometers and meters. Meters is my base unit. So I looked at the kilo, 10 to the power of 3. And the 10 to the power of 3 always goes with the base, or whatever the comparison is. Goes with the base unit. I think so. Okay? So now, put that into your calculator.
Yeah, don't you just add 3 zeros to anything?
Yes, you do just add 3 zeros. Because it's timesing by 1,000. Right? That's what that means in scientific notation, is adding 3 zeros. So great, you don't even have to put it into your calculator because you understand what scientific notation means. Heart, I'm happy about that. 8, 3, 1, 2, 3. But, is this answer in significant digits? What?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
How many significant digits are in the question?
2.
2. How many significant digits does my answer
5.
need to be into?
2.
I need to only have 2. So what am I forced to do? I'm forced to do scientific notation. So, my first digit, decimal place, the next digit, I'm only allowed 2, so that's 1 digit, 2 digits, times 10 to the power of, the decimal place starts at the end, and I moved it right after the 8, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's your answer.
That is my answer.
See, so it's pretty much like simplifying.
It's exactly like that, Josh.
Good job, Josh.
It's simplifying it or rewriting it in a different way, right? Yes, Devin.
Where did you get the 2 signigs from?
This is my question.
Okay.
Yeah,
So do we always count the signigs?
yeah. From now on, in any answer you give me, it has to be in sig digs.
But the other one had 4 signigs on top.
Yes, okay, so we should rewind, essentially. So what do we need to do to number 1 to make it into sig digs? It had 4 sig digs here. I only have 2 here.
0, 0.
Very good. Just add 2 zeros. That one's a little simpler. It's almost like we made that one more
It's a
complicated.
lot easier adding zeros than trying
It is, yes. Yeah. Okay. So, let's do something a little harder. Yeah. You guys are ready for it. I see it in your face. I know you are. You're stoked. Okay? Now look at this. Convert 630 millimeters into kilometers. So let's just look at our chart for a second. So we are being asked to go from something in millimeters.
Shouldn't I have two M's, not just one, under symbol?
What?
For milli.
Where?
Isn't millimeters two M's?
Yeah, but you put it in front of the base unit, and our base unit is meter.
Oh,
Yeah. Just like there's only a C for centi, because you put that, yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, so we're going from millimeters to kilometers. So, there's no comparison from millimeter to kilometer in this chart. But there is a comparison from millimeter to meter, and then from meter to kilometer. So I had to do 2 steps. Some of you might be able to see a simplified 1 step, and that's okay, but I'm going to show you how to do it in 2 steps. Okay? So, I have 630 millimeters. I said for my first step, I can only go to meters, because I can only ever compare to the base unit. Okay? Can only ever compare to the base unit with this chart. So I want to get rid of millimeters, and I want to end with meters, just for a second, and I'll show you why. Okay, so how does millimeters and meters compare on our chart? There is a 1/1000th of a meter per every 1 millimeter. So that means our millimeters get to cancel out. And I'm left with a meter. But now I'm going to do one more step to end up with something in kilometers. Okay? So I want to cancel out my meter and have kilometers on the top. So how are meters and kilometers related? There is times 10 to the power of 3 meters in every 1 kilometer. And I know I'm saying it oddly, but to show you that it's kilometer, and usually we just say kilometer, right? So I cross off my M's here. So now, this is kind of a different thing, because if you do it all in one step in your calculator, you have to be careful with your brackets. So, if you want to do it in 2 steps, you can. But if you put it into your calculator, this is how you put it in. You type in 630. You hit the multiplication. And put in the 10 to the power of -3. And then times again. And put a bracket. 1 divided by 10 to the power of 3. Oops, I should write the arrow in. Close bracket.
Equals, then equals.
Then equals, yeah.
6 plus 3 times 10 to the negative 4. Bam, chow.
I got 6.
Oh, you went to the power of -3, but you were still in your exponent.
How do you get down?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done that. Let's try this again. So,
You have to go back down.
times by 10.
Go down.
I don't know.
Same goes down. 6 6.30, power to the 4.
6.3 times 10 to the negative 4. Maybe
That's
you
what
should get.
it is.
How did you?
I did, I wrote it wrong.
I have no idea. This isn't even scientific. This is definitely scientific. It's not graphic. How do you do it in 2 steps?
Just the right button.
Press the right button so they get
Did you see
Oh yeah, okay, you just arrow over. Okay, so, Yes, good, that's the right answer.
Is this the, is it?
Okay, let me go through the steps together first for a second. Whose calculator do I have? Sorry, I keep taking yours. Okay, so 630 times by 10, arrow, -3, and you're still in your exponent, so press the arrow button so that it makes you like lock down. And then times by bracket, 1 divided by 10 to the power of -3.
That's 6.3 times 10 to negative 4.
Wait, that still didn't work. Oh, the power of, I put -3.
How did you do it in 2 steps?
2 steps?
Or 1 step? You said there's 2 different ways.
Whoa, this is source.
These are, I figured out my own.
Yeah, if you figured out a different way to do it, that's fine.
What's the answer?
What did you do? Tell me. Yeah? Okay. So with the thing, right?
I used the decimals,
Yeah. So you can see, right? If you wanted to go from millimeters to kilometers, how many decimal places do you move? Is that what you did? Okay, so you can just count on the chart how many decimal places to move.
You can do that?
Yeah.
So,
The only thing is I'm teaching you this method because it's going to get more complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just want you to be able to use the method.
So which one do you think we should use?
I want you to be familiar with what I'm doing, but if you want to do something different, that's okay, as long as you understand this method.
So be familiar with the long method.
So we should probably do the method, because it'll show up.
Yeah, you need this skill like throughout the rest of science, like physics 20, physics 30. But if you like to think another way and do it another way, that's okay.
So what's your, so if you're in a rush, maybe just do that.
Okay, let me finish my thought. It's just that once you get to questions where you have to do this, then you have the skill to do it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, what's the answer? Good one, Carson. Okay, so the answer is you get 6.3 times 10 to the -4 kilometers, or you could have this showing up on your calculator, some of you got it, where you have 0.0006. You have that on your calculator, right? Some of you might have. Yes, both mean the same thing. But how many significant digits are there in the question? 3. So how do I make sure that I have 3 significant digits? Is that your answer, Aiden? Is that what you had?
Scientific.
I just add a 0.
So for some people, that other thing would have shown up on their calculator?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on your. Pardon?
It did.
Okay.
But mine showed us as 6.30 times 10.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was at 6.